Welcome to Uninfluenced, you peckerheads. I'm trying to come at them clean for the first 5 minutes.
Peckerheads, huh?
Peckerheads.
All right.
That means something. I can't remember what it means. What's peckerhead mean? Not besides the slang, but it used to mean something.
Oh, okay.
Like for gangs and shit like that. I can't remember.
I thought Peckerwood was like a
Peckerwood.
white slang, like a derogatory white slang, I think.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Peckerwoods. Now y'all are Peckerwoods.
That's from Back to the
I
Future.
was going to say, at the end of Back to the Future, yeah.
So that should be like our 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We should tie in Back to the Future into every episode.
I think you can. Yeah, firmly. It's so great.
I'll do the shaking.
Yeah.
I don't think he was doing that yet.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. I mean,
It could have been what
guitar
caused it.
solo. I mean,
Yeah.
Fellows.
goes off the rails.
Yeah.
Could have been what caused
No
it.
shaking in that Johnny Be Good.
That was one of the best things ever. That movie. One of the guys was talking about, because we ended talking about Chappelle's show. What did he talk about? Fuck. We had a bunch of comments and shit this time. Everybody liked your comments about whatever the fuck you said about we'll get together and fuck each other at the end.
Oh.
You do you and I do me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, and people want to beat up whoever gave a thumbs down. I love our fucking listeners.
Yeah, me too.
I always wonder on the thumbs down, like who takes the time to do that? Like I've never thumbed down a video ever in my life.
I just turn off.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
You
this
stop
sucks.
watching.
Yeah, like if I don't like it, I just stop watching it. You know, but
Yeah. And then, so the FedEx guy was over here yesterday delivering a package, and he said, dude, y'all hit everything. He said, I drive a Honda Civic. My wife's handicapped. And then he said something. I was like, fuck. I'm sitting there like, no, we're not talking about like true handicaps. We're talking about the motherfuckers who use the system.
Right. The people are faking it.
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to.
But still, your Honda Civic. No, I'm just kidding. He's got a SI, and he's like, they're fun cars. I was like, let's be honest for a second. A Honda Civic and a Miata. Miata is actually a fun fucking car to drive and do stupid shit in, and they're cheap.
Yeah.
I'll run that bitch into the fucking George Bush wall and not give a fuck about it. Come on, fuck it. What happened? I was sideways drifting that bitch, hit the wall. Fuck it, I'm gonna go get another one.
Yeah.
They're good cars. There's a lot of cheap, good cars out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. They think all we care about is high-end cars. They don't realize we all had shit cars
It's true.
growing up.
Yeah. I still have a shit car.
Yeah, you do.
that's a good car, Zach.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time. You're still young.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Young.
Well, 26, right? No, 28.
29.
29.
Yeah.
How old's your sister?
31.
Hell
That's
yeah.
right. Just old enough. Just old enough,
The
Zach.
mutual nod in the studio is much appreciated. Thank you, fellas. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, dude, when I was I had one car. So when I was still married, we had a minivan and I had a truck when I was 29.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so you have a minivan and a truck?
Just about.
Yeah.
I have a Subaru and a Toyota.
Shit, when I was 29, what did I have? I've had so many fucking cars. I mean, I didn't have a fucking garage like I have now. I probably had a pickup truck and a fucking Tahoe or something like that.
You definitely did the truck thing for a minute.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was in the truck world, car shows and shit like that for a long time.
Yeah.
Now took a break. It's like everything. You feel like you plateau or you get burnt out.
Yeah.
Then you come back and you do shit bigger and better from what you learned. But, Yep. Hell yeah. I made a few notes this week, better than I have been the past few weeks.
Yeah. What do you got going on?
Well, I brought up something. You left, so you didn't do it. The Congress shit. Did y'all watch any of the highlights on that shit?
I didn't. I can't stand that fucking shell of a windbag that guy is.
Well, that kind of ties into my shit. This damn Congress looks like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
If you're watching it.
I agree.
I'm looking at Nancy Pelosi, and I mean, if the AC would have turned on, that bitch would have been dead.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
It's so fucked up. And then watching it, their knowledge of the Constitution, their knowledge of guns,
Yeah.
magazines, like
Laughable.
Yeah, in one of the videos I was doing, I need to give Zach this.
Yeah.
I was doing a review on some guns and shit people have asked on the Patreon. I was going to fuck with people, especially fuck with you. I was going to, on the inside, put a paper clip.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about, hold on, guys, I got to pull the clip out. And fucking pull the paper clip out. But the guy mentions clips, and it's like, come the fuck on. I do it to aggravate people, especially people who know guns. It's a magazine. Then ghost guns.
Yeah.
I've searched this whole ghost gun thing over and over.
Yeah.
Well, from my understanding, every time I've heard it referenced, as they're talking about unserialized, like 3D printed guns. I could be totally wrong, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Well, they're saying that they're readily available, easy to go get. You can buy a package from a gun store. You can't.
Yeah.
There's no gun store at least in Texas. Maybe there is in other states and I just haven't found them. You can't buy a ghost gun. So that's an easy thing to get rid of.
Yeah.
You can block that on the 3D printing. I mean, or if you find out, because everything you print goes up into the fucking cloud and they know what the fuck you're printing. That's how they found all those
dildos.
Dildos. Yeah.
All of them? Yeah.
All of them. All the dildos. Zach, you know.
I do.
There was a guy selling a hanger for ARs. On that hanger, there was a way to take it apart and it made it fully auto.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And people figured that out real fucking quick. Yeah. Well, the ATF, they see anything you make for firearms in a 3D in the cloud.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that motherfucker's in deep shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew what he was doing and he called it a hanger.
Yeah.
But you know what the fuck you're making.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shit like that. Okay, I can agree with that. But if you're trying to say a regular AR-15 or a modular style gun, that's serialized. You know what the fuck I'm building.
Right.
If I buy AR lower and it's for a pistol and my dumb ass puts a long barrel on it, well, that's my fault. I fucked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're just their knowledge. But the fucking best part, and I'll show you all a picture because a friend of mine put it up. For those of you who haven't seen, I may send this to Zach if I remember. But that's Ted Cruz during the fucking.
Yeah. I saw that shit.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
His fucking tits up.
Is he asleep?
He's fucking.
What's going on?
Well, I did see a video clip of him, doing the like fucking head bob, and the 5-second blinks. I mean, he kept opening his eyes, but
it was. I was like, that motherfucker. He's the man.
Yeah,
I'm glad he represents our state. I really am.
That just I mean, the little bit of clips that I saw after it. I mean, it's just like the fucking filth and garbage that fucking guy spews is just unbelievable, man. And
his way of thinking, we the people. Well, when he says we the people, he don't mean us. He means him, Congress, the Senate. They're the people. Right. Everybody else is to bow down to them.
Yeah.
And for those dumbasses who don't understand what the fuck he's talking about when he means that, he means, bitch, they want control over every fucking thing. And that shit, I mean, luckily, Texas is going to become a sanctuary state for guns, which is going to be cool.
What does that mean for Texas?
So, sanctuary states for illegal immigrants.
Say, for criminals, yeah, I get that.
Well, marijuana.
Yeah.
Marijuana right now, technically, if it's legal, they're sanctuary states.
Right.
Because it's still not
it's federally illegal, yes.
So if they federally ban all this shit, there's 13 states or 14 states right now who are going to do the same thing for guns.
Right.
And they're going to use that. And okay, cool. Well, you can have your magazines here. You can have everything you want here in these states.
That makes sense.
And they went even further yesterday and signed constitutional carry-in for Texas.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh, that's done?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Abbott signed it last night or signing today.
Oh.
They're pissed.
Yeah.
Which is good. They're standing up for us.
Yeah.
Which is all these California people moving to Texas is really fucking weird.
California?
Dude,
I've never heard that. That's great.
That place.
Where the fuck have you been?
I would get not California. That's
you
for
really
sure.
need to get on the interwebs.
It's true. They spend some more time on the internet.
To me, the most alarming part of his whole speech, not that I watched all of it, but from what I saw, is the he's talking about. He leads in by saying, there's threats all over the world. Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, fucking Yemen, and we've got to keep those at bay. And then he goes into saying, but the biggest threat that our nation faces is here internally with white supremacy and domestic terrorism. There's two huge problems with that. One, it's absurdly false, but two is that opens the door for Patriot Act style government intervention where they just basically say, oh, you're a fucking domestic terrorist, or we're doing a domestic terrorism investigation, and everybody's rights goes right the fuck out the window.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you label something a terrorist organization, like, oh, it's the, pick a fucking group in this country. All they have to do is label it a domestic terror organization, and now you basically don't have constitutional rights.
Well, it's like what they did in Oklahoma, the BLM people coming into a government session, and getting on the floors and shit. Yeah. You can't do shit like that. That to me is a terroristic act.
Well, so it's the same. They basically, started off doing the same thing that happened in the Capitol, but they didn't give a shit when they did it.
Yeah,
it's lame.
It's our government's getting fucked up, and I don't want to get too much into politics, but people like us to talk or give our views on shit, so we might as well give them something. Me and Mike agree a lot on the way political shit's run. It's fucked up right now.
Yeah, it is.
And the only way to make it better is to act as a fucking voter.
Yeah.
Same like you say with your money. You know, when you spend your money, spend it with who you want to spend it with. Let it show with your wallet. Same with your voting. If you people vote, stick with your vote. To me, if you don't vote, you can't bitch.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I get people, I didn't vote. Well, just shut the fuck up talking to me then.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't talk about how you hated Trump or you hated Obama or you hate this new president. You can't say a motherfucking thing if you didn't go fucking put your 2 cents in.
Yeah, to me the stupid irony when usually if you say, okay, why didn't you vote? Well, my vote doesn't count. Well, no, not if you don't vote, it doesn't.
Yeah,
you dumb fuck.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah, it's silly, but yeah, hopefully shit lines out, but it's going to get wild here pretty soon. Yeah. It's getting wild. I watch a lot of news, and that's why I've fucking been fucking up on topics. It's sad to watch real news now.
Yeah.
You have to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
CNN, Fox is really good. CNN is a shit show. NBC is fuck. It's horrible.
MSNBC is a fucking joke too.
When you're watching, we got Caitlyn Jenner is now fixing to try to run for the Republican Party in California.
Is that actually happening?
Yeah. That tells you how fucked up our government is. When a dude who's gone through so much bullshit in his life, because that dude's gone through some fucking shit, or chick, dude, whatever you want to fucking.
Person. There you go.
He was a dude on a Wheaties box when I was younger. But when you go through that much stuff and rhetoric and bullshit in your life, and you're like, you know what, I'm tired of these bitches being fucking mean to me, so I'm gonna become a bitch so I can be mean to bitches too. But you want to go run because you know your government in that state's so fucked up that it's gonna run as a Republican. Now what's that gonna do for the Republican Party?
Well, to me, here's what's actually I think really cool about that is that it kind of forces the hand of a significant slice of this country that has a pretty skewed perception on that whole fucking element of our society, and that to me it was one of the things that I've said on probably a few episodes, this and Mic Drop, of what would have been to me fucking classic is if Donald Trump during his presidency had said, I identify as a female.
Yeah.
Because then you either have to say, okay, well then we've had our first female president, and now you can't bag on him or you're fucking transphobic, right?
Yeah.
But or you can say, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So it's one or the other. But to me, in this instance, it's kind of the same thing because he's a Republican. And I will say to me, my take on that is you're born a man or a woman. If you want to change your name to fucking C-3PO, I'll call you that.
Hell
like
yeah.
If he wants to be called Caitlyn, I'll call him Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're born with the ability to produce sperm, you're a dude. If you produce eggs, you're a chick. It's really that fucking simple. I don't know how we've managed to complicate that. But anyway, the other thing with that, not to get too far off on a tangent, is well, I'll leave that alone for now. But that's a whole other.
That's a
can of
whole
worms.
that's a whole episode.
But to me, again, because he's a Republican, and running as a Republican and in kind of an anti Gavin Newsom, like that puts a lot of California in a sticky fucking spot because they hate Republicans, they love Gavin Newsom, but this is a transgender fucking person that like their heads are gonna fucking explode. I don't like how do they deal with that? Like, because if you use their own medicine, like if they start bagging on him, it's easy to say, oh, you just fucking don't like him because he's trans, like whatever. I mean, it's just it's going to be really interesting, I think, to see how the next few months pans out of how the liberal media, specifically in California, handles Jenner running for fucking governor. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, because if you're a big liberal out there and you're a supporter of trans rights, you're going to be like, well, I should support this person running, right?
Just because they're trans.
Right,
because that's how you have to do it.
Yeah, a victory for the community.
Like, if you don't vote for a black guy, you're racist. So
it's a strange, fucked up world we're living in the United States. There's worse places to live still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always, on that same note, I always think it's funny. They think Republicans are racist, don't care, we're not tolerant of gays.
Yeah.
And to me, that's total bullshit because I don't give a fuck what you do with your life. That's your life.
I think there's an awful lot of conservatives in this country who are actually really cool about the gay agenda and
Yeah,
they
I mean,
just don't talk about it.
They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I just don't care. Like, whatever, man. Yeah,
To me, it's your body. You want to do what you want.
Yeah.
And me and my wife talk about this all the time.
Unless it's the vaccine, and then motherfucker, you're going to take it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
My body, my choice, except for the vaccine.
Yeah. But, I mean, these motherfuckers push everyone's like, oh, Republicans don't like gays. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If you're gay, cool. Hey, bro.
Great.
You're gay.
Yeah.
Cool story. You want to play Call of Duty? You want to go to a car event? You want to do something? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who gives a... Now, if you're a gay dude talking about, hey, bro, you want to shower? No.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Well,
no.
to me, that's no different than if it's a woman that you're not interested in. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm not going to shower with her either.
Right.
Yeah, like it just. I mean, to me, that's one thing I think liberals have such a hard time with, just minding their own fucking business.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know, like just stop worrying about everybody else. Like anybody's sexuality shouldn't be your business. Like, stop wearing it on your sleeve because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And a lot less people would give a fuck if you'd stop trying to make it such a big fucking deal.
Stop pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah, like just fucking do what you want to do and leave everybody else the fuck alone. And that's for everybody.
Yeah.
For people that are anti-gay that think, you're going to hell or it's a sacrilege or whatever, like mind your own fucking business too. Like just let everybody fucking do their own goddamn thing. I don't know why that's so hard.
Yeah. And it's the same with the black community. All Republicans are racist. No, they're not.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, to me, there's such an underhanded racism in the Democratic Party that to me is pretty glaringly obvious. The textbook definition of racism is to think or assume that one race, i.e. yours, is superior to all others, right? So if you just look at that textbook definition, like so many things that are labeled as racist technically aren't.
Yeah.
They might be racially prejudiced, racially motivated, but like if you look at most of the quote unquote helpful Democratic policies, there's an undertone of racism deeply rooted in every one of them. Take voter ID. Like for white people to assume that black people are incapable of getting to the voting booth or getting a fucking driver's license, like that in and of itself is textbook fucking racism.
Yeah.
Like you're assuming that this group of people, based on their skin color, is not as capable as you are.
Yeah.
Like how do you not fucking see that? But it's that way with everything.
Yeah.
Like there's so many fucking policies that liberals have put together that glaringly show how fucking racist they are. Mm-hmm. and how the fuck people don't see through that is beyond me. Like to me, it's pretty fucking clear.
Officer Tatum, which we both, have you ever checked him out?
No.
I know you've seen that shit a lot. He's a
He's awesome.
ex-black cop. Cool as shit.
He's ex-black? Wait.
Well, no, he's still black, but he's an ex-cop.
Ex-cop.
But
He used to be black.
He's come out a bunch and say, dude, I was Democrat till I actually realized what the Democratic Party was. Same with the Hodge twins. Same way. But he played a video yesterday. It was white guy going and interviewing white college kids. Hey, what do you think of the voter ID? And they're like, well, those people just can't get IDs. Yeah. Those people, you know, and he just keeps going and he keeps going to the white people and asking them. Then he goes to the hood and he's like, I just have a question for you. And you know, he had to ask them, tell them, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. But he's like, do you carry an ID? And he's in New York and they're like, bro, this is New York. You can't walk down the street without a fucking ID. Yeah. And he said, oh, so hold on. You have an ID so you can vote? Well, fuck yeah. And he goes up to one. Hey, do you know where the DMV is? Oh, yeah, it's down here off 33rd and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, so you have an ID? Yeah. And they're like, yeah. You know, some people think y'all aren't smart enough to get IDs, right? And they're like, oh, yeah. It's like, come on, man. Do you want to drive a fucking car? Yeah. Go get an ID.
I mean, fuck, you want to do anything.
Do you want to fly in a plane?
Cash a check, fly a plane, you name it. Like,
yeah, right.
I mean, to me, that's the, the offensive fucking hypocrisy that exists in, like, you know, the airlines that are pulling out of fucking Atlanta because they passed a voter ID law. It's like, motherfucker, you make everybody present an ID to get on your fucking airplane.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Try to go through an airport right now without a fucking ID.
Yeah.
I mean,
same thing with guns, right? Like, you're pushing all these, you know, like you can throw that right back at them. Oh, so you don't want black people to own guns?
Yeah.
Like, you want background checks and fucking, you know, you need IDs to do that. Well, they can't get them, so you're going to make a loophole for that too, or are you racist and you don't want?
Oh yeah,
you know, black people don't like. It's just fucking stupid.
It's
right.
Yeah,
it's so inconsistent and so just obviously fucking politically motivated. But the fact that so few people see that is alarming.
We have a guy. I don't know. I know I've introduced you to him before. He goes to a lot of meets. Black dude, owns a Hellcat Charger, wide body. He wants to come on the show to talk about black racism and how, you know,
that'd be awesome.
We're definitely, I wouldn't say you're full Republican. What's that party you like? Libertarians. Yeah. I always think that
I'm a Micatarian.
I always think that libertarians, for some reason, I'm always thinking these motherfuckers don't eat meat. Right. I don't know why. Because it's new, you know.
Pescatarian.
Vegetarian.
They don't eat fish.
It's not that it's new, but I'm more Republican style, but I don't vote straight Republican. I fucking read, because there's actually some Democrats with some good fucking views, but then they get in office and they're like, oh, fuck, I got to go with these assholes.
Yeah.
But he wants to get on and talk about that. He said, dude, y'all hit on so many things. And he said, I just want to be that guy, y'all's token black guy.
Wow.
No, that's what he said.
Just wants to do that.
He said, for when y'all are about to say a word or something you can't say, that I can step in and be like, yeah. You know, I was like, yeah.
Podcast hype man.
And he's a ex-Army Ranger, I believe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Real
cool guy.
On, man.
Yeah.
So I told him once we get some things together, I'd like to get him on.
That sounds cool.
And then Steve's POV's punk ass.
Gotta have him back.
Yeah, gotta have him back.
Way back on episode 2, he was with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did one where you were here on 2, right?
Yeah.
It's one you weren't here for.
Yes, I wasn't here for the very first one. Yeah.
So, yeah, from 2 on, we've had Steve, POV, and this asshole. But yeah,
This asshole.
Yeah, asshole. Yeah, politics are fucked up.
Yeah.
Lucid Motors, one of the guys sent that over, and I sent it to you guys. And what was your take on it, Zach?
Lucid Motors?
Yeah.
Oh, God, what did I say?
He don't even fucking remember after I told him, hey, remember.
What was my shit talk about that? What did I say?
You said Tesla's like the Apple and they're like the fucking Android coming out.
Yeah, the Tesla looks like an Apple iPhone and this looks like a fucking Android. Like, it's cool, it's great, but like it's just somehow secondary to Tesla. That's what it looks like. Tesla's got that name brand recognition, right? You see a Tesla on the street, you're like, there you go, there's Tesla. I see a Lucid, I'm going to be like, what's that?
Well, so even the Mercedes that you sent that video of, like, to me, they kind of all look the same.
Oh, they almost have to, though, to fit the design of what it takes to run those fucking things.
Yeah.
Did you see the, I feel like I bring Chris Harris up on almost every fucking video.
I have a note for Chris Harris, so I want to see what yours is.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned this in a past episode. I don't think I did, but he actually mentioned something. He's got some pretty interesting kind of technological premonitions, if you will, on what he thinks, you know, where the industry is going, basically. And you know, I think he's got pretty good perspective on it, given, you know, all of the fucking cookie jars that he has his hands in. car industry wise, but he said that he could see or foresee a future where basically every car is essentially the same in terms of the chassis, the batteries. Like they're all electric cars, that you just kind of boutique fucking pick options. Where it's like, I'm gonna have my car built and look like a Ferrari Pista or a fucking Cadillac Escalade or whatever. The chassis, the batteries, the motors, like it's all basically the same. And you can pick, more battery, longer range, or, a tune, if you even call it that, or a fucking an update that makes it faster or whatever. But it's basically all the same thing. And then the shell, to make it look however you want, is 3D printed. And so like car companies now are just kind of ambiguous almost. Like the traditional car companies will go away, and you just buy a car and have it 3D printed, the exterior of whatever the fuck you want it to look like, whether it's a fucking 57 Chevy or a fucking Lamborghini. I mean, whatever, and that's a weird concept to think of, but
he's probably not off.
I could see that happening.
I mean, golf carts.
Yeah.
Look at it. If you want a golf cart and you're like, I don't want this shitty golf cart that looks like a golf cart. I want it to look like a Hummer, or I want it to look like a fucking old car. You can do that.
Sure.
So I could see that. I was watching his deal review on the Tesla Model Plaid.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one.
It's basically because they've backed it up now. The Plaid's not going to be here for another year or some shit. And he's like, the guy asking him the questions is like, so it's self-driving? And he said, yeah, how's the forward and reverse? And they said, well, the Plaid don't have that. The Plaid knows which way it should be going, so you just push the pedal.
Yeah, fuck that.
And he said, what?
Yeah.
And Chris Harris is like, so you're telling me the car tells me which way I should be going? And he said, yeah. He said, that's like my underwear telling me I put them on backwards and they flip around on me.
Yeah.
He said, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
No.
Hell no.
Yeah.
There's enough shit in this world that's self-controlled.
Yeah.
Damn sure don't need a bunch of cars fucking out there.
Right. I mean, a car is a utility for a lot of people, right? It gets you from A to B. The first time you hop in that thing and it goes the wrong way, you've done the exact opposite of what it's meant to do. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's a scenario. You pull up to your house.
Yeah.
The garage door's opened. It goes in the garage. You decide to back out of the garage. You back out of the garage. Fuck, I forgot something. You open the door to the garage. You go in, you get what you're going. You go start the car.
It goes back in the garage.
It goes back in the fucking garage.
Right.
Or you try to go back in the garage because you forgot something and it keeps trying to back out.
Yeah, it keeps going backwards.
I need a new mailbox.
So you're just sitting there for fucking arguing with your car in the fucking driveway.
Yeah, it's just fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I gotta see. There's really no forward or reverse? How does that even? Okay.
That's probably why the Plaid's probably never coming out.
Yeah.
That's so odd.
Tesla's huge on, we're going to come out with this.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the
year.
Cybertruck's about to come out for 3 years now?
Yeah. And then the, what's that supercar they're coming out with?
Oh, the Roadster.
Roadster.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. It keeps, we're going to move it back. Yeah. We're going to move it back. Stick with what you fucking know that you're already delivering. Make it good. Nobody's bitching about it. Yeah. And just keep fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stop
promising.
Teasing people like, hey, this is coming out. Like,
well, you got to give the dude props. I'm like, fuck, we need money. Hey, show a design and do $1,000 non-refundable.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep kicking it back.
That's right.
But these fuckers ain't getting their money back.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Do you guys know how are Teslas to maintain? Like,
there's nothing.
If you,
well,
right, but if you need something, you got to take it to a Tesla place, right? You can't go to a Jiffy Lube and like get your shit fixed.
I'm guessing you could get your brakes fixed at a normal.
I don't think so because
I think everything's through them.
Yeah,
right?
because the brakes are the self-charging.
Oh yeah,
like,
they are.
Like, I mean, really, the only thing. I mean, I've known a number of people that have had them for years, and every one of them has said the same thing, that they've had absolutely no fucking problems. The only
amazing.
It's just tires. That's it.
Really?
Nothing else.
That's something else.
It is a trip to build one. If you don't do it online, you literally go to a mall or a fucking store.
Kiosk.
They got one in South Lake.
kiosk.
Yeah.
And it's just like you were saying, you walk in and you fucking, I want this. All right, cool. I'm going to go get a purse over here at Louis Vuitton for my wife now.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I saw a video the other day of a guy hopping in his Tesla in the morning. He was like, hey, I want this thing to start going faster, so I'm going to buy the upgrade option on his phone. He buys it for like $2,000, and then it waits 4 minutes, and his Tesla updates. It's like, great, you can go 6 seconds faster from 0 to 60 now.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's it? You just buy it on your phone and you're on your way?
Zach, 6 seconds faster in a 0 to 60 is like a month.
It's baffling to me that you can, obviously 6 seconds isn't accurate. It's probably like 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, we're not talking about sex here, Zach.
Yeah.
Can you take it easy? You dial it back a notch.
Can you relax for a second? Yeah.
This ain't a rodeo. It's not 8 seconds, Zach.
That's right. Yeah, it was something else.
Yeah, the
God, shit.
timing in a car is something different. And
Yeah.
it's like almost watching your fucking sandwich or your meal in the microwave.
Yeah.
6 seconds in normal time ain't shit.
Nothing.
But if you're waiting to eat or you're trying to go faster,
Or if you're planking
yes.
and you're at that point where you're about to put your knees down,
Yeah.
6 seconds feels like fucking a year.
Yeah. You're watching your phone go like, what the fuck? Yeah.
It's going in reverse.
This app is broken.
Yeah. I've been watching this F1 deal. And that's why I fucking messaged you, bro. We got to go to F1 race. Those dudes pit those cars in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Change 4 tires, put fucking fuel in it, 2.5 seconds, you're the fuck out.
Bananas.
And they're sitting there talking about, fuck, we doubled our fucking time. 4 seconds ain't that long, bro.
Yeah.
And the guy's over there, yeah, well, and that's what he brought up. Go microwave something you're really hungry for and watch it for fucking 3 seconds. And you're sitting there like, go, go, go.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking sport's ruthless.
Yeah.
Them dudes are fucking, that's a pretty good series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Was it just, what's it called? F1?
F1.
All right.
Yeah,
Check it out.
it's basically they're talking to the drivers and just shit they do and how much money it costs to run one of those teams. It's a minimum of $100 million a year to run one of those teams.
No.
There's only 10 teams.
It seems like if I own Mercedes, right, that seems hard to justify. Like I get that there's just like, this podcast, mic drop, like there's unintended consequences, positive consequences that come that are impossible to quantify out of something like that. Like if Lewis Hamilton's your driver and you own Mercedes and like the $100 million that you're spending, like it's impossible to know if you're getting that back, but it would be hard even with a company that size to justify spending that amount of money on one fucking driving team.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money.
And Mercedes and Ferrari have their hat in multiple.
Yeah. I mean, think about how many cars they have to sell just to pay for that. Not everything else they have going on, but just to pay for that. Like that's hard to imagine that it's worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then they're paying the driver. Of course, he's probably in that $100 million a year, you would think. Maybe not. Because the drivers make money off their sponsors there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they make money off the winning the races, So I don't know. I don't know that they get paid. I'm for sure they get paid, but it's probably not. It's probably a few million a year.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Not a crazy amount if they ain't doing shit.
What do you think those pit crew guys make? I mean, it can't be a lot, right? They got to be making
It's
lean money.
I mean, it's probably in the upwards of 6 figures a piece. I would bet.
I hope so, man. I really do.
Or maybe even more. I mean, I'm sure it depends. Like if you're the gas guy, you're probably not making what the wrench turner's making.
Yeah.
Man, if you can go that fast, fuck. Yeah.
And
maybe you are. I don't know.
What's crazy, the Indy cars are faster than the F1 cars, but the F1 cars cost more to run.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And Mercedes, so the $100 million is a small team. That's like the Haas and the Renaults and shit, or Renault.
That was a total fucking redneck white guy.
Yeah, Renault. Yeah.
What's funny is you said Renault, and I knew exactly how to spell it, and you said Renault, and I would have missed that. So
it's like the Porsche shit. I'm going to say it how it's fucking spelled. But
Spelt. Is there a T in spelled?
Yeah. I will spelt that shit for you.
I spelt it.
Ferrari and Mercedes spend fucking closer to $300 million a year.
My God.
And then there's another team. Oh, Red Bull. Red Bull does too.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just fucking nuts, But it's a trip, dude. It's like if me and you were on a team, they'll fucking tell you, hey, block. I'm doing better. I'm in the points.
Yeah.
You block.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
fuck.
it's like Pelotons and fucking Tour de France,
Yeah.
Like the team supports the one guy and sacrifice themselves to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if I wreck, I fuck up. They're like, oh shit, go now. And then you fucking even if your car's faster,
Just got promoted.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
On the fly promo.
Mm-hmm.
Great. That's part of what I liked so much about that James Mangold movie, Ford versus Ferrari. Right?
Oh, that's
the first 45 minutes is these companies just trying to settle. Okay, how are we going to justify millions of dollars on a fucking race? And like it works out, and it's great for everybody else. But yeah that's no joke.
It's like Rush. That's about Nikki Lauder.
What's his name? Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Chris Hemsworth's in that movie. The guy who plays Thor.
And I didn't realize he was helping run the F1 team for Mercedes up until 2 years ago when he finally passed away.
Damn.
Yeah, he was the reason Lewis Hamilton went to Mercedes.
Wow.
He called, and Lewis Hamilton, I mean, and it's in the season 2. I mean, he gets really fucking emotional about Nicky dying, and it's like, shit.
Yeah.
But that dude, Nicky, was one of those guys, and it's something we talk about, losing or failing. Nicky learned more from losing than he did from winning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can take your losses. Same we talk with business. You can look at that and be like, okay, I can fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can't, you suck. Yeah. Or you just don't fucking do that again. But Chris Harris on the GT3 review. Did you watch that one yet?
Yep.
That fucking car is badass.
It is. It's a beast, no doubt about it. I'm intrigued by it, no doubt. I mean, it's to me the most impressive thing about it. I know we talk a lot about Nürburgring times. To me, you know, a lot of people scoff at them. To me, like I don't know of a better kind of gold standard to be able to measure what a car is in terms of well-roundedness. You know, Laguna Seca or Coda or Willow Springs, any of those that are really short technical tracks, I think it's all about handling, you know, or it's so much more about handling and the driver's competency. Not that Nürburgring's not, but it's long enough and there's enough big straightaways to where horsepower matters on the Nürburgring. I mean, you can see it.
It's the equalizer. But,
you know, to me, like the Pista as an example is a phenomenally handling car, one of the best, you know. It has 720 fucking horsepower, right? The GT3 has 502. That's a big goddamn difference.
Yeah, it's huge.
The GT3 did a 659.
Yeah.
And the Pista does a 7 flat. You know, now granted, maybe they had fucking race tires that, you know, they probably did.
Yeah.
But either way, like the 991 GT3 did 719.
Yeah.
You know, 19 seconds from one generation to the next in the exact same car basically is unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, what other car model that's been around for a while that goes from one model to the next, do you see that kind of change? I will say, I guess, similarly, the 488 GTB to the 488 Pista did that.
Yeah.
You know, the GTB, I think, is a 719, and you know, the Pista is a 7 flat.
719? I thought it was 729.
I think it's 19.
You're probably right.
But it's got to be faster than 729. I mean, a fucking M4 does that.
I'm gonna look real quick. Yeah, but you're totally right. Don't the new GT3 weigh more than the old GT3?
It's marginal.
Yeah, it's marginal, but to still be able to go faster, and they only did, was it 5 or 6 horsepower difference? It wasn't a lot.
Yeah. No, the GT3 is a fucking monster. The two things that worry me about it is I've seen more than one person say that it could be faster in straight line speed, which I get that that's not what it's really about. But I think it also speaks to even how much better it handles than even a Pista if it's noticeably slower in a straight line, but is just as fast on a track like that. I think that tells you that handling wise, you know, is as good as is out there.
When you add rear steer, though, you change the game quite a bit.
Yeah, but it, you know, to me, I guess the back to the concerns is especially now having driven the Pista as much as I have and other cars that we've had that are, you know, fast as fuck in a straight line. I think I might be disappointed in the straight line speed. And the other thing, you know, about it is almost everybody that I've watched every review on it that I can find. Every single motherfucker says it rides really rough.
Oh yeah.
You know, which to me, it's like, you know, I would track that car, but you know, there's not one close enough for me to do it. Like that's all I do with a car.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of it for me, like the street car aspect has to be a primary fucking varsity fucking element to it. Like if it's not a good street car, I wouldn't want one.
Yeah.
Because that's 99% of the driving I'm going to do with it, you know. But,
yeah. Everything about the car it's crazy good.
yeah.
But the GT3 RS is coming out
Which is probably going to be even rougher of a ride, you know. I don't know how you get that much better to where it would justify. It's probably going to cost $100,000 more, you know, or at least half as much. But you know, whereas if it's that good, you know, again, I don't know how they fucking do it. I mean, to me, it's kind of like the F8 and the Pista. Like they're pretty fucking close, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Zach. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I figured you would.
I do.
There's I thought
you'd have less input than that.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
What? I'm up. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just surprised he's awake.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm keeping up, taking notes.
I'm telling you, we need a ring camera in your
I know.
Really don't.
We need access to the fucking
the webcam
on his fucking computer.
Winston will just hide behind.
We'll have a screen like right there that has your
so you cut to it. Yeah,
webcam.
perfect.
Yeah, so we can see you all the
Zach
time.
Cam snoozing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Cam. That's going to be good.
Would be good.
There we go.
Yeah.
It'd be a good Patreon feature.
Yeah.
You sign up on Patreon, you get a Zach. You get the Zach
That would
Cam
be a good
during
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
during the show. You get to
And if
see
you
Zach.
go super premium, we'll get his sister to do some
That's right.
stuff. It's like
Jesus.
only Patreon fans.
Fellas.
camming,
Good luck.
Yeah. So my crack lately has been stuff like the GT3 and the 812 Superfast.
God, the thing's got the best sounding engine out there, better than an Aventador, in my opinion.
Well, the beauty of the 812 and the F12, it's fucking dual clutch V12. You
That
can't
thing
beat
is
that.
so badass, man.
Yeah.
Dual clutch? I mean, it's going to sound stupid. What does that mean, dual clutch?
Can I remove this mic and hit him up here?
Yeah,
How many
there's
episodes
no
are we
stupid
in?
questions. Ask good questions on
But,
Uninfluenced,
but
they
what that
say.
does tell both Matt and I is that you're not paying attention, because we've mentioned dual clutch probably 200 times.
And I'm
on these
finally
shows.
coming
And
around
you're
to actually
just now
asking about it.
about it?
No, because I don't want to sound stupid when I ask, but here I am.
But now
know
you
what?
want to sound
Hold
stupid.
on.
You didn't want to sound stupid before, but you do now.
You'll admit that you fucking Googled how to come to a car meet.
Yeah.
How to dress for a fucking car meet. But you
I did not Google how to dress for a car meet.
It
I
looked
Googled
like you
what
did.
I need to
You
do
ain't got to lie, Craig.
when I go to a car meet.
A dual clutch is basically still a standardized transmission clutch system. So it's still a manual,
Okay.
but the dual clutch can act as an automatic. The dual clutch is fast enough that it shifts faster than any manual can shift.
Right.
As soon as you hit the paddle, it shifts. It's done. It takes the single clutch or the clutch pedal feel out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And DCT and the shit, I just had a brain fart. What's the Porsche?
A PDK.
PDK. PDK is, I'm pretty sure, what started the DCT. Could be totally fucking wrong on that. But that right there is what started all this.
Yes.
And the Aventador, which is a holy grail car to a lot of people.
It's the V12 Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's still single clutch. Most supercars, even the non-gated ones,
Yeah.
the e-trons and all that shit, you shift here.
You still have a clutch pedal.
No,
Really?
not with an e-gear.
Oh, shit.
So the dual clutch basically goes in and it gets really complicated. I'll send you a diagram. No, for real, it gets really
No,
complicated.
I know.
Like, gears are mirrored, shit like that, to where this knows when this one's disengaged, this one needs to engage.
Yeah.
And I don't know how often a dual clutch goes out. I have thought about that. I haven't really searched it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you don't hear about.
I've never heard of it. I mean,
you
for
don't-
sure it's happened, but it's not common. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hear about that like you do an e-gear or the single clutches and shit like that.
unless you're doubling the fucking power, and then you'll
Yeah.
ruin it. But like stock or a slight tune, you never really hear about the clutches going bad. But
Yeah, that fucking 812 though is.
that video you sent of the fucking in that tunnel, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Dude, I've
It's
been
the
watching
sound of that thing.
a ton of 812 super fast videos lately, and they're. I watched one race a Pista. I watched it race a Bugatti. I watched it do all kinds of shit. I don't know why, and I've thought about this before I bought the 488. I was looking at F12s. The 812 is a beautiful car, and lately I've been thinking, well, fuck, Mike has a Pista. I like the Pista, But to me, I'm almost scared, and I told you this. If I get a Pista, I'll be done.
I've kind of come to that. Like, I've kind of stopped looking at other cars.
Yeah.
Which is the first time that's ever happened.
And it's not that I don't want to get to that point. I just don't want to get there yet.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, if this tells you anything, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, if this tells you anything, like, I've started looking at crotch rockets again. I'm not shitting you. Like, I've got fucking 30 tabs open on the Aprilia RSV4, the fucking Ducati, what is it, the SP model of the Panigale, which is supposed to be easier for dipshits like me to ride, and another 3 or 4, comparable models. But yeah, like, I mean, I take it out most days. Even last night it was wet. I still took it out and put the ESC off and was drifting and sliding fucking everywhere. It was awesome. And it just, I'm still baffled at how every time I get in that car, I'm just like, holy fucking shit, this car is awesome. Every time.
It's the holy grail car.
I mean, I can't believe it. Like, for me, I mean, I know, like, if you put the Trinity at that level, like, is the Aventador, the 720S, and the Pista, like, those three get compared all the time, and the GT2 RS. Those four cars get compared pretty regularly.
Oh yeah.
And to me, like, for me, the Pista is by far the best out of those four for what I like, but it's just, I just can't get over how fucking amazing it is. I mean, every other car I've driven or had, within a couple of weeks, it's like, yeah, it's cool, it's fun, but I'm bored.
Yeah.
Dude, I am even less bored than the day I bought it. Like to me, it is a double-edged sword that way, and it's kind of ruined it. Like, I've kind of stopped looking at other cars, and, like, you and I have been going back and forth for how long now since I've had it, of kind of a neat project car, whether it's like an M4 or a fucking GT4 or a GT3, a fucking Mustang GT500, a fucking Camaro. I mean, something to just mess with and fuck around and beat the shit out of. And it's like, I don't think I would fucking ever drive it.
Yeah. I don't think you would.
I really don't think I would. Like, if I have time to go for a drive, and that's the point of going, I'm not running errands, I'm not, driving around for whatever, any other reason. If it's just to enjoy the drive, every fucking time I'm going to pick that car. Every time. So it's just like, what's the fucking point of having anything else?
Yeah. And that's where my dilemma is. And I explained this to you the other day. I was like, I want to get there, just not yet.
Yeah.
So I may be selling the 488, maybe listing it for sale.
All right.
And it'll more than likely be on our website when I do list it. Not more than likely, it fucking will, unless somebody just comes with an offer and it never lists.
You gonna put it on Patreon first? Let them take a swing at it.
Yeah, maybe.
Exclusive Patreon access to
But I think I'll go with the 812 over the Pista first. And the reason is, especially after the announcement that's coming May 5th, sending you that, it could be the last of the V12s.
It probably will be.
Ferrari?
Yeah. And if it is, that car, whatever I get, even though I drive the piss out of it, is just every time you have it, it's an investment.
Yeah.
Every time you fuck with it, it's an investment.
Yeah.
I'd almost not do anything crazy to it. Those upgraded exhausts on that fucking car though. But the beauty of it is it's a 3-piece exhaust. So you can do the rear. Okay. That's enough. If the rear's not enough, you can do a center section. Okay. That's cool. And if you need just that little more, you can do the whole fucking exhaust, which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's not really crazy tunes, which is different for me.
Yeah.
I'm used to getting my shit, tuning it, doing all. The most I could really do to that car, which I wouldn't want to change the wheels. I don't think I'd want to lower it.
Yeah.
I just want to get it and drive the fuck out of it. Unless I could find a wheel that's in that 20-inch. I don't want to go bigger.
Okay.
Just something that makes it pop. But if I can find the straight forged that they come, I think they almost look like your Pista wheels.
They do actually, yeah.
If I can find those in a black or a silver, oh shit, hang on, work call. I would probably stick with those if it's all the right, like yours. If it's just set up and looks good, I would stick with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
To me, the Pista analogy, I think that's probably fitting. It's like getting married.
Yeah.
But to you know, not the way you traditionally hear of like, oh, it's like getting married, like as that it's in a negative. Like this is in a positive, and that for the most part it's in a positive. But it's like that's kind of it.
Yeah,
it's like
no need to hunt.
You don't need to look at anything else. You know, I mean, it's really that. It's that fucking good for me. I know, you know, there's some people that probably drive it and don't like it or prefer a GT2 RS or an Aventador or a fucking 720 or 765 or whatever. You know, 765 I think is in a different league. I mean, it's just so much faster. I think you got to jump up to the SF90 for that. But even with that, like what ruins McLarens for me is the lack of connection to the road for me.
Yeah,
I know that there's a lot of people that say for their experience, the connection to the road with a McLaren is better than any other car, and that's just where personalities come in, I guess. But the thing that I don't like about McLarens that drives me nuts is the lag.
Yes, there's a huge lag.
Yeah, to me that's what I love so much about the Pista is just how instant. Like you would think it's a naturally aspirated engine by the way that it drives, except for when it goes into full boost and the turbos are rocking, then there's nothing naturally aspirated about it. It's just warp speed. But you know, to me that's what makes a car. If I had to pick one thing other than, you know, the handling in terms of just straight power, is responsiveness. You know, to me the less responsive it is, I don't care how hard it pulls once it gets going, because to me that's exactly what every McLaren I've ever. I mean, even when yours was all fucking dialed in, it's still like the R8 supercharged would get a big jump on it, you know. And to me that's what's fun, like is that when you hit the gas it just fucking goes, you know. And now granted, like when that 720 gets in full boost and everything's going, I mean it's like a freight train and flies past everything. But I don't care, you know. Like it, you know, I shouldn't say I don't care,
it's that first initial.
It's not what I prefer, you know. And the Pista has that instant fucking, you know, go. I've never driven an Aventador. I've never driven a GT2 RS, but you know, I think the 911 Turbo S is that just less, you know, in terms of character and personality. It doesn't handle as well, but in terms of straight line speed and how it responds and whatever, it's pretty similar, I think. And I've seen enough videos of Aventador. Like the Aventador is a very non-impressive car other than the Nürburgring time. I don't know how it handles as well as it does, but it gets beat by every fucking thing in drag races and roll races. Everything beats it.
But once it's up and going, it's doing okay.
Yeah.
But if you slow it down,
it's
like slowing a train down. It's got to get going and get momentum again. That's what's going to be cool about the 812. There's no turbo lag. It's a naturally aspirated 800 fucking horsepower monster.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what's kind of surprising about the Aventador that way is that, you know, it's a fucking NAV12, but it's really not that fucking quick.
I think it's the clutches.
Yeah, maybe.
But they haven't ever done anything dual clutch to prove other than the V10. V10 dual clutch smokes its big rival.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to put a Performante that was $380,000 against a $700,000 car.
Yeah.
What should happen is the same shit that happens with my 812 or my 488 to your Pista every time.
Yeah.
Your Pista should just fucking leave it.
Yeah.
And even when I'm spending fucking money on my 488, your Pista gives my car hell still.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It should be like, this is our flagship Aventador.
Yeah.
This car that's half the price shouldn't be beating our flagship.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be like the fucking GT4 outrunning the fucking GT2.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
I'm like, why in the fuck would I want a GT2 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. It's total backwards of how everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
And I haven't driven an Aventador either, but it comes down to there's Ferrari guys, there's Lamborghini guys, and there's Porsche guys. And yeah, I was a Lamborghini guy till I owned one. And then it was like, it's okay.
Like that says everything it needs to say about Lamborghinis and how you feel about them.
But I know people who fucking love them.
Yeah. I mean, they're still good cars.
Yeah.
They're not my
it's just not my taste. I'm a redneck bougie asshole, I would say.
Okay.
I like really nice. If I'm spending my money, I want to get everything I'm spending my money on.
Yeah.
The tech in a 488 seems minimal, but there's a lot of it. The leather in a fucking 488 Pista to even your base fucking 488, you feel you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini, I could have got an Audi. You know what I mean?
So it's so similar.
But the tech in an Audi's better.
Yeah.
Oh, it don't have a suspension lift. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what they do have? A motherfucker who knows how to put the fucking engine in the center of the fucking X brace.
Yeah.
You know what Lamborghini don't do? That. They don't fucking do that.
They really not.
No, the engine, if you look at the X brace, there's the center of the engine bay. Even on an Aventador,
Typically, yeah.
it's left. The engine is left of being centered.
Really?
Yeah.
To drive your OCD nuts.
Dude, I look at it and I want you almost want to tint the engine bay so you don't ever have to look at it again.
What is that for airflow? Why do they gotta?
I don't know. Why can Audi make it in the center and theirs is just fine?
It's the same engine.
Same fucking engine.
Same
the hell?
X-brace.
Different fucking valve covers.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Maybe Audi has better valve covers. Maybe we'll go with, but you look at, so you go look at that. As someone with OCD and like shit placed, although you can't tell with my clusterfuck in the house lately, you look at a Lamborghini engine, it's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
Then you go look at an Aventador. What the fuck? You go look at an Audi. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you go look at a Ferrari and it's like, yeah.
Next time
They didn't even put an X-brace in the fucking Ferrari because they built the car right to show off the engine.
right.
And if you didn't have the X-brace in there, I wouldn't have to know that you can't fucking use a tape measure.
Next time we're to meet with some Lambos, you're gonna have to walk me by one. Show me what you mean.
But the tech in a Lamborghini, now the new Evos are a little bit better.
Okay.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, I mean, you can fucking probably Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get a look at this
It's
thing.
but the Ferraris are just better with the tech. And one of the comparisons I was watching, a dude he said he wanted kind of what you're looking for, the best of both worlds. He bought a Pista and he bought an 812. He said the 812 is his everyday fucking off car. It's fast. It does what it needs it to do. And he says it's faster than the Pista. I don't buy that. Ring times don't show that, but straight line speed, it may be. And some of the races it has been.
Yeah.
But cornering, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
But the 812 has rear wheel steer.
Yeah.
And it also has the F8 interior in it.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of an upgraded interior in the 812, which is cool.
Yeah.
But you still have that raw fucking V12.
Yeah. Plus the sound, I mean.
That fucking sound is, even the stock ones you hear,
Yeah.
it's like, fuck,
Crazy.
that's loud.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, my OCD makes me want to punch whoever designed the Lamborghini.
I found a pic of it. It's hilarious. I'll put it on. I'll put it on the
Fucking
podcast.
crazy.
People to watch. It's dude. That would drive me up the wall.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck you could do. That's what worries me. I'm such a car guy. I don't want to, if I get super wealthy, yeah, I want the cars that I'll never get rid of.
Yeah.
But I also want the toys that I can keep fucking with.
Yeah.
I will wrench on and do shit with. The 812 may do the same thing to me. It may be like, oh, fuck, I did an exhaust.
It might.
There ain't shit else I can really do.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to switch cars for the weekend? I mean, I don't know, you know? And that's what worries me.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Reed over at Boardwalk. And I was like, well, what do you do after an 812 or a Pista? Because I told him what I wanted. And he said, for you, he said, I wouldn't get a Pista. I'd get an 812. He said, then when you're ready to be done with supercars, you get a Pista. He said, unless the other deal we talked about happened. He said, next thing after a Pista is a hypercar. That's the only thing you can fuck with. And he said, and then you got to find the right hypercar.
Yeah.
He said, now you're talking about, I got $10 to $15 million to go fuck around with because I bought a Bugatti. It's a piece of shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a Koenigsegg.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the SF90 is probably
That's a happy medium, I
the
bet.
next jump, but I'd still be curious to know. I'd love to drive one though. I mean, you know, the all-wheel drive, I think.
Alan says he's going to hook us up.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see what it drives like. To me, like one thing I've grown to really, really like about the Pista is the playfulness of it.
I told you he drove one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a Pista owner, local.
Yeah.
He owns the white one you saw.
Oh yeah.
And he ordered an SF90.
Nice.
But I'm like you, and that's what we talked about, me and him this weekend.
Yeah.
How could someone with a Pista go and be like, I I'm gonna go gamble with this extra 200 grand.
Yeah, well, fuck. I mean, to spec it out the way I would want, it's almost double.
Oof.
Double the
Pista.
no shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was 750.
760.
God
So that's 320 over.
Yeah, 320. Yeah,
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
that's a lot of. I mean, when you get into these cars, to me, anything over 100 grand, shit. In all honesty, anything over 70 grand is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But when you get in that 100 grand category, it's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
You get in that 200 grand, it's a lot of fucking money. You get in that 4 or 5, shit, you're pulling your house into your house sometimes.
Right.
You know, essentially.
yeah. So,
But you can't go drift your house.
yeah.
You can't pull bitches in your house.
Well,
I mean, without calling them, putting your shit on
No, you
Facebook.
can't.
The fun you can have in that car you have is nuts.
No, I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, I drove around for probably fucking 3 hours last night. Just drove all over the fucking place.
Motherfucker never calls me.
Wow.
He probably knows I ain't got no gas.
It was wet out. I figured for sure you wouldn't want to go, but
Yeah.
One thing I was going to tell you on the 812, the new car that's coming out that I sent you last night, and your car. So we found a trick on my car. Your car, the ESC off is actually where it's supposed to be race. The 812 is the same thing. The ESC off will let you get enough out of control to where the car knows it's safe, knows you're safe. But if you take everything off, fuck, you hit the curb.
yeah.
It don't care.
Yeah.
But ESC off gives you just enough. And Chris Harris is the one who was showing that and talking about that. And they learned that in the F12 TDF to figure out that playfulness, to get the car to be on the edge of fucked,
Yeah.
but enough to pull it out of being fucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
By itself.
I turned it all off last night and slid all over the fucking place. It was awesome
That would have been badass.
because it was wet. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, to me, like, you know, I'm trying to save the tires a little bit, and maybe I'm an idiot. Not maybe. I can only assume that if the pavement is wet and you slide, you're not beating your tires up nearly as bad as if it's dry. Like,
Oh,
that
no, you're
just
not.
Stands to reason,
Certainly
right?
not.
So,
Yeah, right.
so I was like, well, fuck, it's already wet out. Why don't I fucking turn everything off and slide around a little bit? You know, just like taking the truck out when it's icy as fucking doing donuts in the parking lot. and
That shit was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. So that's lately's been my shit.
Nice.
Trying to, and then I'll find the fucking exhaust video and I'll send it to him. And you and my wife were probably in the same category. You look at the 812 and the F12s, and they have a Corvette-ish vibe.
Yeah.
But what people don't, and he knows they are, but they're mid-engine cars still.
Oh,
People
yeah?
don't realize that. Everyone, it's a front-engine car.
To me, they're not, though.
Yeah,
I get
it's not
the fucking-
traditional.
Well, here's actually what I would say is that, let me retract that. It is a mid-engine car. All of the cars that are typically referred to as mid-engine
Are
should be
rear engine.
rear engine.
Yes. No, I agree with, because ours are, a rear engine is like the Porsches because they're behind the rear axle,
Yeah.
versus a mid-engine is between both sets of axles or tires or drive.
Whether it's in front of you or behind you, as
Yeah.
long as it's between the
I
axles.
believe the Mercedes AMG is a front mid. I
Not
believe.
sure.
I'd have to check that. I know the 812, the F12 is, the FF is.
Yeah.
Ferrari don't make a front engine, which technically they do. But that's just our way of looking at it. But it does have that. And even I was showing her some of the cool shit, like the digital display for the passenger type shit and all that. And she was like, yeah, it has a Corvette look. She said, but it's a fucking Ferrari.
Yeah, it's still distinguishable enough. It's just at quick glance, ZR1, Z06 is a very similar shape, you know.
Yeah.
But
she's gotten enough in the scene with us fucking around that she knows it's a fucking Ferrari.
yeah,
You know?
there was one at the brunch fucking meet that I went to. It was a white one. It was, and I think like with a lot of these cars, you know, in person is very different than seeing a picture of it. Also,
Oh, yeah.
You know, like in person, it's a strikingly good looking car.
Yeah. You see the lines.
Yeah,
And you see the venting and
that gray one at TF.
dude, I fucking love that.
That thing's
car.
fucking badass. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, that looks good from anywhere.
And that's a Ferrari spec.
Yeah.
That's not I'm going to wrap my car.
Yeah,
No, you go read the fucking plate and it's spec'd.
Fucking matte finish. Yeah, it's their satin.
Those fucking painted shields, $15,000.
That's crazy. I'd rather have the metal.
Yeah, I think I would too for $15,000.
Yeah. I mean, even like if the metal ones were more expensive, I'd pick the metal ones. I just like them better. But,
yeah, they do. I like the carbon fiber ones.
Yeah,
a little bit better. But
I like a physical shield. Same thing with like the Porsche GT3 RS that has a fucking decal.
Yeah,
to me is bullshit.
Yeah,
you know, and I think I've seen some reviewers say it's to save weight. Like, dude, fuck you, it's to save weight. Like, you could take a piss.
How much fucking weight?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of ounces. Like, fuck off.
Yeah,
it's to save weight.
Bitch, I'll put a K&N in it to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, take your wallet out of your pocket before you go drive, and that's weighs more than that fucking thing does.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid. Yeah, so it's been that, TRXs and guns.
All right.
TRXs, there ain't nothing special.
There's nothing going on.
It's just a fucking truck that can run over everything fast.
I mean, that's cool.
The Raptor Type R or R has been seen on the streets.
Is that right?
Yet they don't know if it's called a Raptor R. Nobody knows what the fuck it's called. They just know Ford owns the patent now to Raptor R.
Yeah. To compete with a TRX, since it's a Raptor, they'll probably call it a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Really fuck with Dodge that way.
Yeah. They should come up with something fucked up.
Yeah. Some Brontosaurus.
Yeah, with the fucking Easter eggs Dodge did.
It's cooler than the Tesla Plaid.
I do find it cool, though, that American companies are still doing little jabs at each other like that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, guns. Our fucking viewers love us talking about guns and shit. I don't know why. Y'all are some violent motherfuckers. Y'all need Jesus.
Some passionate fans, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they want to beat someone up for putting a thumbs down.
Any updates on the gun that shoots a mile?
I'm taking a break from building that because the scope that came in was fucked up, and the company won't have any more of those scopes for a while.
What was wrong with it?
Up was down was up.
What?
And
really?
then
Inverted?
Zero stop didn't work.
Oh, fuck that.
And that's very important trying to shoot like that.
You're trying to shoot a mile, yeah.
Speaking of scopes, this is for Matt and for anybody out there. A Leupold VX-3i LRP 6.5 to 20 by 50. If anybody can get their hands on one of those, let me know.
Oh, I can get one.
Can you?
Just send me what you need.
Yeah. You got a guy?
I got a guy.
Fucking I.
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine looking for one that can't find one.
I usually always have a guy for something.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, my fucking, like I got into looking at the Zevs. I messaged you about those. And I did a ton of research on them. And my brother's way of thinking, it's like a Glock and a Sig got together and fucked and had a baby.
Yeah. They're good guns. I've known enough people that have had them that have had issues with them though.
Yeah, there was a ton of recalls on them.
Yeah.
After SHOT Show 2 years ago or something.
I'm not sure, but
because their patents, I think we even talked about this in text. Their patents were for the Gen 2, 3, 4 style of a Glock. Mm-hmm. Because Glock let those go because they don't care. They only cared about Gen 1 and Gen 5. Because the Gen 5's out. Gen 1 is the original. They're not letting that fucker go.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
But they had a huge recall. Almost the same shit Sig had was the drop trigger and shit, or the drop safeties and shit were fucked up. And then the tolerances were too loose. They were trying to be like Glock and have a loose tolerance for wear and shit like that. And it fucked them up. But I don't know what other problems your guys were having, but that's what the recalls were.
Yeah, it was mostly just like shit failing, parts failing, breaking. And yeah, it's just, guns I think are pretty similar to cars that way. And that, the more shit you do to them, the more open they are to fucking up.
Yeah.
When you replace triggers and slides and port things and fucking different hammers and, you start working with the internal mechanisms and titanium rods and heavier springs and all this other shit. Just like with doing a bunch of shit to a car, it's more likely that something's going to break or fuck up, which, to me in a car is one thing, and a fucking gun, especially if it's your carry gun.
And you're holding it.
Yeah, that's nothing to fuck with. I mean, if you're depending on it working to save your fucking life, that's why I keep my shit basically stock. I mean, I put a sleeve, a rubber like Hogue sleeve grip on it and a light. and night sights. But in terms of fucking with the trigger and the internal stuff, different rods and springs and shit, I don't fuck with any of that anymore. But
yeah, that's one of the videos I did was comparing the Zev to a custom SIG. And the reason being, the Zev's under warranty because it's stock.
Yeah.
A custom SIG is no longer under warranty, and if something fucks up,
it's on you.
It's on you.
Yeah.
And it literally could be on you.
Yeah.
If you put the wrong thing in, you lube it wrong, anything.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how sensitive guns are. Are they easy to build? Yeah, they're not that fucking complicated. I mean, all you have to know is how to fucking put Legos together, basically.
Yeah.
However it came apart, it goes back together the same way. But what if that spring went to the left instead of to the right? And when you put it in, you put it to the right instead of to the left.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason sometimes that does that. So
Yeah.
that's one of the videos I made explaining shit like that. But I was talking to my brother, custom guns, like your Kimber.
Yeah.
Kimber's a custom gun. Yeah, they're made a shitload, but they're a custom gun. Again, tight tolerances, warranty.
Yeah.
They're shit. I went down that fucking rabbit hole looking at custom guns, custom handguns.
Yeah.
A fucking pistol, 9mm pistol is $10,000.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Jesus.
And there's like
gold-plated?
10 of those fucking companies are within 30 to 40 miles of us that make those guns.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And some of our fans send shit like that in the Patreons and shit like that, or they'll email me pictures of their builds, their handguns, their rifles. We have one guy, he builds a fucking AR-15 a week, it seems like. His name's Sean.
Really?
Yeah, that motherfucker builds guns like crazy.
What a cool hobby.
It's a great hobby.
Yeah, like machining parts and shit and tweaking it. I mean, you're right. Ultimately, it doesn't make it particularly safe in the long run, but
if you know what you're doing and you've
be fun to
done
fuck
it
around
enough.
with. Yeah, sure.
Like the gunsmiths y'all had in the fucking teams and shit. I'm sure if you handed him your gun, you were never like, this motherfucker here.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Yeah.
but those guys, that's what they do. That's their job. That's their profession. But you got Bill at the gas station.
I got some college.
I got some college.
I'll build that.
Yeah.
I can do a trigger job.
Yeah.
Sure.
I seen that on YouTube.
Yeah. Need me to order a ghost? No, I got this. All you need is a paper clip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Hook you right up.
those are the motherfuckers you got to watch out for.
Buy me a sixer.
Yeah.
Call it even.
But yeah, there's a lot of good, safe guns out there, and a lot of people want to see us shooting. The weather sucks right now, so we can't take Zach out shooting.
We're close though.
We want to get to where we can go to your place and kind of have more freedom. Right now, you can't fucking shoot FMJs at the fucking range right now.
Really?
At a lot of ranges, you can't shoot fucking FMJs out of a 5.56.
Why?
Why?
I don't fucking know. But I ain't going to buy a bunch of fucking hollow points to go to the fucking range just to shoot.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But we will be going out, getting Zach some gun training.
That'd be fun.
Probably me some gun training too. And Mike, he don't need no training.
Yeah.
You always need training.
You need practice.
Always. Training, practice. Can always get better.
Yeah. I train my meat.
Good answer.
Eat my meat.
Choke the chicken.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, it's practice with what you have, not what you want. Ain't that what they say? Or don't buy 18 motherfucking guns. Have
Is
one.
that what they say? Yeah.
Something. All I know is I need a new gun safe.
Right.
And I noticed that yesterday cleaning because I had guns I didn't fucking realize I had. Kind of, you get them, you're like, oh, fuck. She don't go through my bank account, but I don't want her to realize, this shit showed up fucking a week ago, put it behind my shit. We were cleaning our closet for the realtor, and I was like, fuck, I need to put these in the safe. And they just been here for fucking like a year, and I forgot I had them.
It's great.
Putting shit up, I'm like, fuck, I need a bigger safe.
Clown cards, pulling out guns. Like, where the fuck did this come from? Oh,
all-
I remember this one. Yeah.
All reality, I only need one or two guns, but it's nice to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I only need one car.
It's important to have a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your hobby, Zach?
Beating off.
Dick pics?
Play a lot. Watch a lot of movies. Play a lot of video games. It's not
What's your
particularly
favorite
exciting.
video game? Do you have a favorite?
No, not currently.
Top 3? What's the last one you played?
Call of Duty. Played last night.
Is that right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. I need
your
to
wife-
get Mike's. I need to get Mike's cool dog in there. I don't know how.
Does
don't
your
know how to
wife
do that.
give you shit about playing games ever?
No, she's cool with it.
Like all the time?
Yeah.
Never, she's never like, Zach, come fuck me. Why are you playing the? No.
That's what happens to me mid game.
Not a problem for me.
My wife will
You
walk
fuck
in.
her and then play the game.
Or during. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. The secret is to do it when you're streaming to the internet, so nobody knows. So it's like hot.
To me, I'm gonna say the same to you that I did to the dude about working out. Like if you can play video games while you're fucking her wrong.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, my wife several times walked in lingerie while I'm playing. I'm like, oh, that shit's done.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And it's not power off. Hey, guys, I'll talk to y'all later.
Nope.
Oh, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
And it's,
I can't get it out of your hand fast
I've
enough.
definitely done that a couple times in my life. Just like, click. Yep. Oh, fuck this.
what is funny is sometimes my mic's on because I play with headsets so I can hear. I'll be smart enough to mute my side,
Sure.
but you'll hear them, Matt, pick me up. Help, bro.
Yep.
My dude's just standing there.
Just text him an hour later. Oh, my internet died. That damnedest thing.
An hour. I'm not taking her to the movies, man.
Yeah, I'd be straight up and be like, hey, fucking.
No,
I tapped that ass.
I have. Hey, bro, sorry y'all lost, but I was fucking.
Yeah.
And that always comes first.
Right.
Not lately, not with the HCG.
Matt, what happened? You were gone for 90 seconds.
Yeah. What happened, bro? We were just dropping
Well,
in.
we had to mess around first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
There was foreplay. That's why it's 90. Next time it'd be quicker.
You're a gentleman.
Yeah. You never message me when you're on. Some of the viewers and shit want us to get on and play.
I mean, we
games
definitely,
with them.
yeah, we could for, Patreon. Why
How
not,
in the
right?
fuck don't you have Rico?
I don't have a PlayStation. So that's step one. So I got to figure out how to do it with you.
It's crossplay, bro.
Yeah,
I play
that's
with
the
my
thing.
brother. He's on Xbox.
And it works. Okay. So I
Yeah.
gotta do that. Yeah, I gotta buy Rico. What is he, probably $10?
Why do you got to buy him?
Don't you have to?
No.
I thought he was like exclusive. Mike, you're not getting a kickback every time somebody. I thought you were. I
Man,
thought that was like a purchase.
If you know what Rico made, you go try and punch Rico and then he kill you.
I guess. I do need to make that happen.
I sent him a video the other day. I finally got Rico to attack somebody in the game.
You're right. So I need to make that happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be cool to go do a video with him.
Yeah.
I'd like to see his face. You know, if he's like, what the fuck? I did that shit one day.
Yeah.
He's too fucking blind to see it.
I can't imagine he'd put that together, but he'd think it was cool as shit.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nah, he wouldn't. He's so fucking over it.
He don't give.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Nah, he walks around like a pimp. He don't give a fuck.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, his eyesight's definitely going. I mean, he's not blind, but especially like when it's windows or, you know, like weird, you know, half dusk, fucking, you know, not dark but not light, or like shadows. Like, yeah, I mean, you can tell like he can't see you very well, you know. So
He's still a trip. It took me a year to pet that motherfucker.
I'll meet him at some point. Yeah.
bite the shit out of you, Zach.
I'd be honored.
He would. He'll still bite the fuck out of you. Though.
What do you really? I'm
yeah.
Best argument I've ever heard at Mike's house ever
Yeah.
is when one of his daughters was talking shit about Rico.
Uh-oh.
And he was like, oh, yeah? Let's get you in a bite suit. And she was like,
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't still have. I was like, motherfucker, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. All right, put a bite suit on. Never mind.
no, she said, you don't have one. Matter of fact, it's in the truck.
That's
And
got
she
in the
was,
truck.
yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he sitting there fucking wanting to eat?
That's a good laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking gangster.
Yeah, he'll still bite.
Someone was asking why on the thing, why'd you pick Rico? Because he's fucking cool.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I wasn't going to type it, but so the kind of backstory on that is, I was looking for a dog for the West Coast. They had approached me about, you know, needing a dog, and so I found a couple, and he was one of them. And by the time I got him, and you know, kind of got him settled in and whatever. Long story short, they ended up not needing the dog. But I already had him. And so this was like in late 2012. And 60 Minutes came in early 2013 to do the piece. And so he was just at that he was the right dog in terms of caliber of dog, and was at the right point with his relationship with me. I'd had him for several months, and we were pretty well bonded, and had done a fair bit of training together, me kind of prepping him for the selection for the West Coast guys. And so he was just the dog that was at that perfect spot. You know, he was at the prime of his life, 3.5, good relationship, had been working with him for a few months. And so he was the dog that I used to demonstrate a lot of different things that we talked about in the 60 Minutes stuff. And then as soon as it came out, I got a lot of requests for, because my first book came out at the same time. Came out at the same time. And so when those kind of came out, very close together, I just got a lot of requests for like book signings and speaking engagements and stuff. And a lot of people were asking, hey, can you bring that Rico dog that you had, in the 60 Minutes thing? I was like, yeah, sure. And then, I took him to a book signing, and he was the bigger hit by far. And I'm signing this guy's book, and he comes up, he's like, hey, can Rico sign it? Like joking or whatever. I was like, yeah, smart ass. And I took the cover off and grabbed it and like went and got him all fired up and shoved the book in his face, and he goes whack and bites the shit out of the book and put his fucking the indents of his teeth marks in the spine and cover of the book. It's fucking awesome. There's this big shark ring of fucking teeth marks.
Badass.
I was like, here you go. And then every other motherfucker in line was like, I want that.
Yeah.
So this poor bastard's biting like 370 fucking books in a row. Like, got to the point where I was like, he can't do anymore. Like he's fucking done, but, and then so it just kind of became this thing where like I went to a ton of book signings for the next couple of years. Like every one that I did, they would have people that would request bite signings. But anyway.
Yeah. Say, bro, don't fuck up my book. Let your dog do it.
That's awesome.
But at that point, so back to the question, is that like, at that point it was like, he's my dog. I'm not going to sell him. At that point I'd had him for the better part of a year, and I was like, he was bonded with the kids and was in the house, and I was just like, I'll just hang on to him. But
I've only seen you in the year and being around you and the dogs. I've only seen you close with one other dog. And it was probably Wally.
Yeah.
Wally was a fucking thug.
Yeah, he was a cool dog.
It was the most fucked up ride to California, because I'm a huge dog person. And the first fucking time I go to Mike's, he's like, hey, man, I need you to do something with this dog. And basically he didn't want me to touch the dog, act like I see the dog, and the dog would come up to me.
Right.
So the whole way to California, that's how it was with Wally.
Don't mess with him.
Yeah. My wife, she's like, yeah, ignore him. Like, and he's sitting there. And he's looking at me like, bitch. Yeah. And my wife had pet Wally.
Yeah.
And so she was like, Wally's real cool. I'm like, I don't know. I ain't allowed to talk to Wally.
That's right.
Can't touch Wally. And it's like the day he knew he was, this is like last time we see, watch this. And he went up and fucking put his head under my hand.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah, he was cool.
He's a cool dog.
For anybody just tuning in, what's the science behind that? Having Matt ignore the dog when you're delivering it? Is it just...
Well, I mean, I do that with really with all dogs, but especially the ones that I deliver. And that, if you put yourself in the dog's shoes, there's not really an understanding of the social expectation that we as human beings have, right? Yeah. They don't understand any of that. Like, I mean, they sniff each other's asses. They fight, like dogs that they don't know that are looking at them wrong or fucking try to get dominant. I mean, so they live by a totally different code of kind of social ethics that aren't, I hate the term social construct, but that's what, kind of what most of our interactions are based around. And so if you put yourself in the dog's shoes, and every time, you walk into a place where somebody comes into your house that's a stranger, and that person bends down and looks and, oh, hey, buddy, and pets, what does that do?
It forces it. They're going
to. So it breeds a sense of entitlement for attention from people and dogs that you don't know.
Right.
Socializing, and I put air quotes in that for you listeners, is that, most people think socializing is going and letting your dog interact with strangers and other dogs and whatever. It's not. What that does is that it gives the dog the sense of entitlement to interact with people on its own terms, which is bad, which eventually turns into a dog that's pushy for attention.
Right.
A lot of times, if the dog is gentle about it, like, they're not super obnoxious, like they're not jumping up and knocking people over, like they just kind of slowly, gingerly, casually walk up and slightly nudge you. People think that that's cute and it's endearing and whatever. Again, like, put it in the human context. Like, if I walk up to a total stranger and just casually wrap my arm around your waist, and slowly go into smell your hair. Like that's even creepier.
Yeah.
But it's still wrong. You know, it's still not considered acceptable and shouldn't be. And so, you know, a lot of times people throw that idea or concept completely out the window with their dogs. And they're like, well, I want them to get along with other dogs, so I'm just going to go let them interact. I want them to not be reactive towards strangers, so I'm just going to go let them say hi to everybody. That's not the right way to do it, because it makes the dog expect interaction from strangers and other dogs, which always leads to problems. Always. Yeah. What it also does is it cheapens the relationship with you. Is that a dog doesn't view you as his owner or master, right? It's the person that they spend the most time with, so they have the tightest bond with them. You know, they don't inherently look at you as like, you're my leader, unless you provide constant fucking leadership examples. Further, you know, with the interaction and how you go about, you know, maintaining a dog that's social in terms of not being reactive towards people and other dogs, is that you get them to focus on you first without all of those other dogs and people around. Once you have that kind of eye contact and that Velcro-like bond where you can get the dog to pay attention to you and heel and walk through things and walk through the house and pay attention to you, even if there's food on the counter or whatever, at that point now is when you take them to other places. And the goal should be, and what I teach in all my online stuff at teamdog.pet, is to be able to take that dog to any environment and have them be around other dogs, other people, whatever the other stimulus is, and have them completely ignore it and pay attention to me, right? And that starts by getting them to pay attention to me first. Like for everybody out there that's got, and this is one of the most common problems I get approached with, is I've got a super reactive dog. Like when he's on leash, he's really reactive towards other people, other dogs, you know, strangers. And most people are like, well, you need to socialize him more. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You need to get that dog to focus on you no matter what the fuck else is going on, right? That is the key. So you're putting the cart before the horse if you say, okay, he's reactive. Well, let me put him on a leash, get him around other dogs, get them all spun the fuck up, and now try to fix that. You're going about it all wrong. The way to fix that is to take 5 steps back, go into your training classroom in your house and teach feed through training. Through structured training, is that every time you look at me, I mark and reward it and feed you.
Right.
And every calorie that you get for the next month comes that way.
Yep.
Right. And so now when we go out in town, now he doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. He's staring directly at you. Another dog's barking his ass off, whatever. That's how to properly socialize your dog is you know, it's the Jack Sparrow quote. The problem isn't the problem, it's your reaction to the problem. Like that's what a reactive dog is.
Yeah.
Like it's not that he is reactive towards other dogs, it's that you can't get him to pay attention to you no matter what else is going on, because a lot of times dogs have an inherent genetic issue that way, whether it's you know, boundary or barrier, you know, or just reactivity towards other dogs, dog aggression. A lot of that stuff is pretty deeply rooted. So instead of trying to fight genetics, you know, and sit there and get a dog's mind to where you have to punish the fuck out of them to even reach their mind to be able to communicate that I don't want you to do that. Take 5 steps back and condition the dog to pay attention to you no matter what's going on. That way they can hate all the other dogs all they want.
Yeah.
But if in their presence they ignore them and just pay attention to me, then there's no conflict between me and the dog. And now I've taught the dog to ignore everything.
Oh. Makes a lot of sense. Well, that's Matt. That's why you couldn't pet Wally. I got it. All right, now I know.
Well, that's how Mike trained me as his friend too, because he gives the dog sausage and eggs. And once I found that out, he was like, "Matt, come here." Yo, okay.
Yeah.
And I got my hand out like, "Bitch, let me get some of them sausages."
God, let me get in on that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a trip to go from and to learn. I think I'm a great dog owner, and then you hear how to be a good dog owner. It's like, fuck, I've been an asshole to these dogs.
Well, it's a lot like with kids. You know, the term selfish love is one of my favorite terms that way. Is that, you know, when you see these dipshit kids or these little terrorist fucking dogs, you know, most people think that by spoiling them, they're doing the dog or the child a favor, and obviously they're not. You know, providing leadership, leading by example, setting clear-cut boundaries, communicating very clearly and efficiently to the dog or the child what the expectations are, and then maintaining them is what love is really, is because if you allow kids and or dogs to become somebody else's fucking problem, that's not love. Like you're setting both of the dog and the kid up for failure at that point. So instead, teach them to be, the dog's version of the child being a productive member of society is a dog that's just well behaved and not a nuisance to kids, other people, and other dogs.
Right.
Like at a minimum, your dog shouldn't be somebody else's pain in the ass. Same with kids. Like at a minimum, when your kid is 18 and moves out, like he shouldn't be a burden on society. Like that's the minimum. Like, of course, if you can go above and beyond that, where they're a huge contributor to society, or the dog, is a search and rescue dog or a police dog, does things that a therapy dog, something that goes above and beyond just not being somebody else's pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But to me, like that minimum benchmark should be, don't be a pain in somebody else's ass.
Right. Hit this high water mark and we'll be fine.
And for those of y'all listening, I have the pain in the ass dogs.
And but so, most people think, well, I spoil and I let him jump up on the bed and I feed him these fucking treats and I have a dog door. He gets to go in whenever he wants. Like, yeah. So you've got the 16-year-old that you bought a fucking Corvette, give him a credit card, have no fucking responsibility. Like that's the dog version of that. And that's not setting the dog up for failure. And just because it makes you feel better doesn't mean that it's actual love for the dog or that it's doing them any favors.
Yeah.
And that's where most people, I think, they get off track. But,
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot more with Enzo, especially as young as he is.
Yeah.
Like taking him to Lowe's and shit like that. And like he did decent at the car event.
Yeah.
But the little motherfucker, like he's learned not to jump on Mike. He'll still jump on me and my wife.
I'm trying to get better about him jumping on me here. Just like
If you walk into him like Mike does, he'll stop.
That's the secret. Yeah.
But now, thanks to that, he's kind of somewhat trained himself to do this new stand up, like 12 inches from you.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah. And he just stands up and like waves at you and shit. And it's like, damn.
Stands on his back.
He looks like a panda.
Yeah.
When a panda stands up.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we'll start working on that next. But he's doing really good on a leash. He's not trying to pull or he's trying to stay beside and
That's
shit
good.
like that. Yeah. And now when he sees another dog, it's a trip at the meet that you were late as fuck to.
Yep.
You missed it because you were late.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Every time he saw a dog, he'd just fucking stand up and just start doing this.
That's like his thing now.
Everyone, he's so cute. I need to start carrying a taser when they reach down to get him. Get off my dog. There
you go.
You get a little rat terrier to shoot in on his lower legs.
Yeah.
When he's standing up.
Maybe the Roomba one day will run him over and fucking
will.
learn a lesson. Well, shit. Y'all got anything else?
Yeah, I got something.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Alibis. Here we go. What do you got?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's
I
dead.
won't stand for his shit.
He's dead, Zach.
All right. That's my. Come on. Mike's was somehow friendlier than yours. Good Lord, the man's dead. He said one time that he
was
thinks
lying.
if aliens ever came down, they would destroy us.
How can you prove he said that?
Like the Native Americans.
But how can you
They
prove he
would
said
they would
that?
colonize the planet. I don't know. I read it in a book.
Yeah, but he could have just been blowing into that straw and some smarter person behind him was typing it in.
Stop. Okay. Come on now. Anyway, he used to say that if aliens ever showed up on Earth, they would colonize. They would take us over. We would not stand a fucking chance because they would come here for a reason. That was his idea. What do you think about that? Is that nuts?
I mean, to me, it's like a flip of a coin. Maybe,
Maybe.
but maybe not. You know, I mean, I think it depends. Like, I mean, just like with us. I mean, to me, the whole thing with aliens, people say, "Is there? Isn't there?" To me, like, if there were, then you'd know.
Right.
I mean, like, it's really that fucking simple.
Something is because it exists.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
has to
like-
be.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, there's not definitive. It's like, oh, well, this thing is shadow and it fucking does this and does that. Okay.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Like, but there's no proof to any of it, and like I said, I mean, to me, it's just that simple. It's like time travel,
Yeah.
right? If time travel was possible, you'd know.
We'd know.
Because you'd see people going back and forth. Like, it would already have happened.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like, well, what if it doesn't happen for 1,000 years? It's time travel.
Right. It would have happened here then.
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter when it happens. If it's possible, if it would ever be possible, you'd know because it would have happened.
Right.
So to me, I just view it that same way. Now, to his point, like, maybe,
Yeah.
but fucking maybe not, and the whole alien thing too. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, I mean, the sentient being that most people imagine an alien would be is so closely related to just a weird human species, like an offshoot of human species.
Right.
Like, who's to say that alien, not counterparts, but alien beings are so far removed from what a human mind is even capable of comprehending its form being.
Yeah.
They could be here and you wouldn't even fucking know it.
Right.
So there's that in conjunction with, like, do they have emotions, empathy, aggression? Like, who fucking knows?
Sure.
And so to me, like, I'm actually kind of surprised that somebody that supposedly was that brilliant be that kind of one-dimensional and short-sighted on thinking of something that way.
Well, I assume he was referring to like a Mars Attacks model, right, of aliens. That
Right,
they're walking and talking and things. Yeah, but you're right. Who the fuck knows?
That's what I mean, though, is that, like, that's the human being's kind of childish perception of what an alien would be.
Right, of life.
Right. Is it, like, what is life? What does that even consist of when you're talking about things that are coming from outside our universe? Like, who fucking knows? So
I'm more worried about what they're like in bed.
Yeah, I'll fuck the shit out of an alien.
Fuck the shit out of an alien.
Pound that alien ass, huh?
I'm still wondering how his ass wrote any of these books.
Jesus
or
Christ.
sayings.
I mean, there is something to that. I mean, it's a weird fucking technology that enables you to be able to transcribe your thoughts into digital text and it be accurate.
Sure.
I mean,
he could have been yelling.
Google Translate tells us it isn't always fucking spot on.
No, not quite.
So, and that was, that's been a while. I mean, when he was like his very first book, what is it? A Brief Moment and Brief History of Time. When was that written? Fucking 30 years ago?
Gotta be 80s, right?
He could have been telling someone he's got to pee.
Yeah.
And they were this motherfucker talking about aliens going to kill us.
I shouldn't laugh at these jokes. I'm just encouraging you to continue making.
He's going to say them, whether you
right.
laugh.
Well, that's
someone will laugh.
Yeah.
It's like some people have a theory that we're living an alternate reality and we're a video game.
Elon Musk says that. Yeah, this is all a simulation.
There's some people who say Elon Musk is a fucking alien.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. I mean, so who knows?
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, if there were legit aliens, you'd know.
If I was an alien, come down and be like, bitch, I'm an alien.
Yeah, I think that's true.
He could have been talking about immigration.
Maybe that's what he was talking about.
He could have been talking about
Google
them
Translate.
Hispanics are going to come over here like the Indians and they're going to kill everybody.
And here I am like a jackass on Uninfluenced asking about it like I know. God.
What else you got, Zach?
What's something? Okay, I got another one for you. What's something you guys buy that you'll never cheap out on? What's a product that you're like, I'm never going to buy the bottom shelf shit of this. I'm getting the good stuff always because it's worth it. It's worth the premium. I mean, there's always basics like toilet paper.
Kitchen
right?
appliances.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck his kitchen appliances. His fucking shit's got me fucking overpriced pans.
Got some good
Them
kitchen
bitches
appliances.
cook good though.
Yeah.
And meat.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer. Yeah.
Growing up,
Fucking food is
food, but
yeah.
growing up broke and eating everything off shelf or off brand.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty much food.
Food's
I only eat
dude. Yeah.
name brand quality food most of the time.
Yeah.
McDonald's is a name. Remember that.
That's a
quality.
good answer.
Quality.
That's right.
You know what's interesting? They the company that provide, I don't know if it's still the case, but I think there was a lawsuit about it. Like, one of the companies that provides their beef for McDonald's, registered trademark, the name of the company is 100% all natural beef.
Yeah.
And so so McDonald's could say, we use 100% all natural beef in our hamburgers, and that's how they were able to say it, because that was the name of the company. Mm-hmm. That's clever.
That's fucking
Clever.
smart.
Hats off to them, but
Those guys are fucking brilliant.
yeah.
I would say phones. I don't cheap out on phones and shit.
Yeah,
most things.
buy the nice model of
Clothes, I buy some cheap ass clothes.
I don't give a fuck about clothes.
Yeah. And that shit wears out. But if it's shit I'm going to use all the time or something I'm going to have fun with, I've done the buy fucking 10 times, cry 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the age to where it's buy once, cry once.
Good answer.
How about you, Zach?
Now, what about Elon or your boy and his straw?
Stephen Hawking. And
Stephen
straw.
Hawking.
Jesus. I don't know how that science shit works, all right? All I know is science man says smart science thing, and I go, oh, that's interesting, and I ask about it on the podcast. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, what do you not cheap out on?
I was going to say toilet paper, but also things around kitchen appliances, not necessarily like a spatula, but like aluminum foil. Give me fucking Reynolds wrap. Don't give me the cheap shit that's going to break. If I'm going to buy a Ziploc bag, give me Ziploc. Give me Tupperware. Just give me shit that's going to work. Like, it's going to last, you know. That stuff matters.
What do you cheap out on?
I can go cheap on paper towels.
So if it's touching your ass, high end, touching your mouth,
yes.
Who gives a fuck?
Touching my ass, the best.
But
touching my
haven't
kitchen
you ever
counter,
noticed how easy it is to slip a finger through the name brand toilet paper?
No, not my name brand.
What the fuck do you use?
I buy that triple block fucking.
Charmin.
That's right.
I use Charmin
The
too.
bears dancing around.
Yeah, I use Charmin too. That shit, it can, you still get a slip.
I don't use toilet paper.
I don't have that problem.
He uses shells.
Yeah. 3 seashells. A demolition man gag. Man.
I use a cheese grater.
Jesus.
It makes you tough.
Yeah.
No, I use fucking baby wipes. I don't know. I don't know why you.
I had a buddy that used to do that, and he was like, "It's the greatest shit."
Yeah. It's like a mix between a bidet and toilet paper.
Right.
Plumbers hate guys that use baby wipes. I mean, we like it because
it's business.
Business. It makes us good money. But like one of our employees yesterday went and got a bunch of tampons out of a.
Yeah.
It takes one to stop up a 4-inch line. If that tells you anything about your chick's fucking pussy, one tampon can stop a 4-inch main.
You're flushing manufactured sponges down your.
So you're flushing this microphone down.
Yeah.
My guy cleaned out 15 yesterday.
15.
Yeah, and my wife's like, I got a weird question. What's that like? And I'm driving like, oh, you fucked up. You fucked up. You don't want to know what that's like.
Yeah.
I've been bitched out by a bank manager because they flush tampons and I won't clean them up. I ain't fucking sitting there cleaning up what the fuck you've had all up in your shit.
Right.
I fucking cleared the line and fucking got that shit off my cable, loaded up. She's like, you need to come clean this up. I'm like, I didn't flush those motherfuckers down the toilet.
Right.
Well, I did, and I'm not cleaning that up. I said, that shit ain't my blood. You clean it up, you nasty bitch, and quit flushing them down the motherfucking toilet.
Wow.
Called her a nasty bitch.
Yeah.
You looked her right in the eye.
See, this is why I can't talk to customers.
I said, bitch.
Yeah, and I worked for another place. I got wrote up for that shit.
Really?
Yeah. That's when I was like, I need to be a business owner.
Are all flushable wipes bullshit?
No. Yes, you can't flush
I thought all of them.
It's like paper towels.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you should be able to flush them, but you can't.
Yeah. Just don't.
Because like a good Bounty paper towel will hang up on something, and then it becomes a wad, and it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're fucking dumb.
Most shit they say you can flush, you can't flush. Yeah, like the blue tabs you put in your toilet.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible.
Really?
Oh, fucking horrible. Those things you put in your garbage disposal make them smell good. Fucking horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Most anything that some fucking housewife fucking thought was a good idea to fucking put in a toilet and fucking around your house. Fucking horrible.
Right. If it costs $3 and somebody says, oh, it's good, it's worth it, don't do it. It's a bad idea.
But I mean, like the baby wipes and the flushables, there's tons of people that do them. And if your system's done right, it's not going to be a problem. You flush a tampon down there and then bag it up with some flushable wipes, yeah, you got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Especially if you got septic.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
How about grease down the kitchen sink?
I do that shit all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I fucking put that, eggshells.
Really?
Fuck yeah, I put turkey bones down my
coffee grounds.
Everything. The only thing, and the best advice I can give you is if it's fibrous, like asparagus, what's
celery?
Celery. Yeah. That's horrible.
Plant-based.
Fuck, I've peeled potatoes and put them down there as long as you're not peeling a ton of them.
Really?
Yeah. Eggshells, straight down the disposal.
Garbage disposal does some work, huh?
Yeah, as long as you got a decent one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it. Meat, grease, all that shit.
Moral of the story, Zach, stop flushing your fucking tampons.
Yeah.
I will stop doing that.
Yeah. Why you still using them is crazy.
Well.
Is that it? You got anything else from fucking Stephen Hawking who blew through a straw and fucking made millions?
You got
note to self.
You got an axe to grind about Stephen Hawking? No.
I'm impressed that a motherfucker who blows through a straw made that much money.
Well,
I try that shit and motherfuckers make fun of me.
He blew through a straw really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did a great job.
Think about how many people fucking hated his ass and then fucking dude fucking like slapping him upside the head with their dick before they quit.
I love that you've taken the most reductive approach to like what he does. Somebody asked me that the other day. I said, what's a really reduced way to describe your job? I was like, I press buttons on a keyboard and make money.
Yeah.
That's fundamentally it. Like I just press them in a really clever way, and eventually it
the
turns
right
into
order.
something, people like, and there you go. You're on your way.
Yeah.
Like it's,
My most reduced ways, I look at YouTube.
hey man, YouTube's great.
How do you explain plumbing, YouTube?
Yeah.
I tell my guys that all the time. What if I can't figure something out? Google it.
Yeah.
What about experience? You could get a lot of experience out of Google. They didn't have that shit when I was fucking doing this shit.
Different industry. But when I worked in IT in college, that was the thing. They were like, if you can Google a problem and solve it, you can work this job. Fundamentally, that's it.
Seriously, if I fucking show up to a house now, I've never installed this. I'm going to Google it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I did that fucking years ago and had to call somebody, and then the second time I had to call them on the same issue, they're like, you're a stupid motherfucker. Why are you calling me, bro? I just told you this a week ago.
You know how many doctors do that shit?
Oh, yeah. Man, you be
Jesus.
mid-surgery talking about where
Wait a
is
minute.
the heart? What?
What fucking tool do I use?
Yeah. What is this?
There
Why
is
this guy
there is
bleeding?
a doctor's version of that shit. Like
sure
it's,
there
it's
is.
Not, there
It's
is.
WebMD.
Jesus, could you imagine? It's all cancer. Every answer's cancer.
What do I have?
Yeah.
Hold up.
You're pregnant.
Shit, turns out you got dementia
Yeah.
You're dying.
What did you say, see?
and you're deaf.
Cool. Well, that's it. See you peckerheads next week.